question I get asked all the time is, Christian, what do I say when approaching women? A lot of guys are scared of running out of things to say. They're worried about the conversation getting awkward and having this deep fear of losing value in the eyes of a woman. And look, I completely get this. When I did my very first daytime cold approach on the 4th of July 2020, I was low on confidence, terrified of being rejected, and had no idea what I was doing.
My name's Christian, 23 years old. I don't have a fucking clue what I'm doing right now. Like, this is relatively new to me, like just going out and like approaching girls.
But in this video, I'm gonna save you years of frustration by revealing the simple conversation techniques that make approaching women easy, even if you've got a lot of anxiety right now. I know these work because these are the exact conversation techniques I've installed into my one-on-one clients that have allowed them to get dates on demand with the women they actually want. Okay, so when you're approaching a woman, you want to open the conversation with a strong, shameless, unapologetic, direct compliment. Excuse me, hello, do you speak English?
Yes, I do.
Before you go, you are an incredible, beautiful lady.
Thank you.
I just had to come over and give you a compliment because I got back here 3 days ago, right?
Right.
And I saw you. I was like in my head thinking, should I go over? Will I regret it? The answer to both was yes. Excuse me. Hi. Lovely blonde woman.
Hey.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Really beautiful.
Thank you.
You look a little bit Swedish.
I get that quite a lot.
Do you?
Yeah,
You from
I'm
Essex?
a little bit, no,
Where are you from?
London.
Excuse me. How old are you two?
20.
20.
How old are you? 21.
But you don't know each other.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. Oh, fine. Listen, you both look fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Really good. You look incredible.
Thank you.
You look beautiful, just beautiful.
Thanks.
We were like crossing the road at the same time together.
Okay.
I just saw you. I was like, she's got dressed up today,
Yeah.
and I want to go, celebrate this lady. One of the biggest problems that I see when guys are approaching women is they don't take their balls with them. So they'll open the conversation with something like, "Oh, where's Starbucks? You look nice. You look cute." And these lukewarm, tepid adjectives dilute the conviction of your compliments. They are stripping away your masculinity. Your conversations with women right now, they feel overly feminized. They feel pussified. Yeah, it feels like a woman talking to a woman. And look, this is not your fault, right? A big part of the work that I do with my private coaching clients is allowing them to leave the closet of heterosexuality. Okay, closet heterosexuality is the reason most dateable men stay average with women. You've been brainwashed by the brain dead into thinking it's wrong in some way to walk over to a woman and give her a unapologetic, hard-hitting compliment. I'm talking about walking over and being like, "You look incredible. You look so good. You look fucking amazing." And I would have regretted not coming over here and starting this conversation. Men become aroused through their eyes. Women become aroused through their ears. So as men and women, we have different attraction triggers. And one of the biggest improvements any guy can make today is showing up in your conversations with full balls, right? Balls are the ultimate aphrodisiac, yeah? So many guys today, they're sleepwalking their way through life. They're living like closet heterosexuals. They're ashamed of their authentic masculine nature. And they wonder why they're sleeping alone every single night. Another counter argument that I see all the time, and this one pisses me off, dude. Guys will be like, "Oh, complimenting a woman, this is going to lower my value." Let me tell you right now, the guys who are saying this shit have got no value to give in the first place. The guys who are getting action with women, the guys who are getting laid, they're not up in their heads thinking, "Oh, if I do this thing, I might lose." This is one of the biggest reasons so many men stay average with women. It's because they're terrified of losing value in the eyes of a woman. But it's their fear of losing value in the eyes of women that keeps them average with women. Imagine right now, you had 20 beautiful women in your phone on speed dial who are desperate to go on a date with you. Imagine how you would operate in the world. Imagine how you would show up. Imagine how you would approach new women. You would be carefree, non-needy, detached from outcome. In the same way that, imagine somebody wired $30 million into your bank account, tax-free. Imagine you get up your online banking, you do your face recognition, boom, 30 mil in your bank account, it's yours. Imagine how that would make you feel. Imagine how generous, how carefree. Imagine all of the stress just leaving your body. Everything we do in life is for the feeling that it gives us. This is why I don't believe we can be in love with another human being, but we are in love with their capacity to allow us to experience love. And this is why I love Daytime Cold Approach so much, because every approach that you do is an opportunity to reinvent yourself. The women you approach today, they've got no pre-existing social context on who you used to be. And this is why every approach that you do, by leading with a strong, hard-hitting compliment, you are investing into the identity of the man who you want to embody, the man who's already there. Yeah, this is what I say to my clients. Your natural confidence, your natural charm and charisma, it's there. It's just buried under bullshit, under fear, sedation, compliance, under these layers of closet heterosexuality. In the same way that every guy has already got a six-pack, it's just buried under a layer of fat. And this is why when I'm working with my clients, I make them aware. Confidence with women, it's got nothing to do with what you add. It's got everything to do with what you remove. It's like when Michelangelo was asked how he sculpted the statue of David. He said, I removed everything that wasn't David. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to share has been one of the biggest unlocks for my private coaching clients, because the guys who I work with, they are successful entrepreneurs, business owners, visionary creatives. They're guys who've built status and recognition in their respective fields. But the problem for these guys, when they approach a woman, they don't see the conversation as an opportunity. They see it as a threat to the identity they've worked so hard to build. Oftentimes, they can still feel like the ugly duckling on the inside. It's like their internal hasn't caught up with their external. So they experience failure in advance because they put so much pressure on themselves to be perfect. And I've noticed this in myself. I noticed this with so many high-achieving guys. The pressure we put on ourselves to be perfect, hustle, grind, achieve. But when it comes to approaching women, it's a different game. And one of the biggest unlocks that I allow my clients to experience is state transparency, which effectively means allowing yourself to be honest in your conversations. So you'll see this in my cold approach conversations on my main channel. When I run out of things to say, rather than trying to act cool and suave and alpha or pretend like it doesn't happen, I just own it. Yeah? My internal dialogue becomes the conversation. So if I'm in my head thinking, oh fuck, I've run out of things to say, that becomes the conversation. That's what I say to the girl. I'll say something like, fuck, I was about to say something there, but my mind has gone completely blank. Quickly, give me something to talk about, otherwise I'm going to have to start talking about our parents and hashtag feelings. I don't know if you've ever had that before. You're talking with somebody, conversation's going well, and all of a sudden, boom, your brain just has a massive fart. Because when you optimize for state transparency, something really special happens. You humanize your conversations. And this is why old school game advice kept dateable men average with women. Old school game advice would convince men they had to pretend to be something they weren't in order to attract women who were never theirs in the first place. It was like, put on this mask, the 10-minute sales pitch. Oh, even if you're an introverted guy, pretend to be extroverted for these next 10 minutes. And the fucked up thing is, it actually worked, but not for a long time. It was focused on acquisition as opposed to retention. So old school game was good for getting women, but it was terrible for keeping women. And if you're anything like me and the guys who I work with, you're looking for more than just one night with a woman. You probably want to have these recurring crossover characters in your life that you can build these nourishing, radiant relationships with. And the only way that's going to happen is by presenting yourself as you are, rather than as you think you need to be. Another example, if you're nervous to approach a woman, own it. Yeah? But here's a nuance. State transparency is not some gimmicky technique. What's important is when you're owning whatever is true for yourself in the moment, it comes from a place of power as opposed to pessimism. So I'm not saying, oh, I've run out of things to say, please like me, I'm a sniveling mess. No, that's unattractive. That's coming from a place of scarcity. That's coming from a place of, I need to say this thing in the hopes that you like me more. This is why most compliments don't land with women, because when most guys are delivering compliments, their compliments are coming from a place of scarcity. Their internal frequency is communicating to the woman, I'm going to say this thing in the hopes that you like me more. And this is why one of the biggest unlocks is understanding we're not chasing women, we are chasing a feeling, because the glory of God is in a being fully alive. If you want to have conversations with women that separate you from every other guy, conversations that convert into dates and beyond, nourishing relationships, then it's essential you operate from a place of abundance. And the way that I define abundant is not always having, but knowing you can have. Imagine a self-made millionaire compared to a guy who wins a lottery. If a self-made millionaire loses all of his money, he doesn't get depressed. Why? Because he's got the skills to make it back. But if the lottery winner loses all of his money, like many of them do, he gets depressed because his fortune was based off of blind luck. And it's the exact same thing in your dating life as well. This is not learning gimmicky techniques and conversation hacks. It's becoming the most abundant version of yourself who can approach women with the mentality of, I want you, but I don't need you. And this is only created through relentless, conscious reps. If you want to become proficient at the skill of approaching women, then you need to do at least 100 daytime approaches, but you need to do these approaches in a condensed period of time. If you're taking the next 12 months to do 100 approaches, it's not enough. It's too long. Yeah, this is why just doing one approach a day is not enough to delete decades of closet heterosexuality. So this is why when guys fly out to work with me one-on-one, and I'm installing over 16 years of social expertise into a single weekend, one approach with me is worth at least 50 approaches on your own, because I'm there in the field with you, giving you direct, personalized feedback, holding you accountable. You will see me approaching in front of you. 10 minutes of seeing me approach in the real world is worth 10,000 hours of video material. And this is how we turn decades into days. It's by pushing our client into at least 100 approaches in a single weekend. But the way that I perceive this game is when you're approaching women, you're not trying to be everything to everybody. You're not trying to be universally attractive. Instead, you're filtering for your fuck yeses, the women who light up, the women who like you for you, the women who you don't need to put a performance on for. Polarization is profitable, but so many guys today, they are addicted to the thought of being universally wanted. They want every single woman to like them. But this is not how the game is played. If you're an entrepreneur, you understand that you're not trying to get every single person on the planet to do business with you. You've got your ICP. You understand your total addressable market. So instead, you're filtering for your people in the same way that when I put content out there online, and I follow my bliss, I speak my truth, I declare my message, people self-select. Some people will absolutely love me. I will have die-hard cult followers out there who fuck with everything that I say. On the flip side, I'll have people who absolutely hate me. I'll have people who are triggered by me. I'll have people who, for whatever reason, just don't align with me. And that's the game. This is what we want, because when you're approaching women and you're polarizing to find your fuck yeses, it's the same with your business. It's the same with your social connections. Dr. Seuss said it best. He said, those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. So now, once my clients have consumed bucket loads of my content, they've got to a position where they know, like, and trust me. They don't need me to convince them why I'm the guy for them. They don't need to hop on a sales call for 45 minutes and for me to arm wrestle them into a decision. My best clients, the guys who get the best result in the fastest possible time now, they just DM me on Instagram. They don't even need a full-blown sales call. They just send me a DM. They'll be like, yo, Christian, been following your content for a while. I've seen your stuff. I've seen Christian Casanova, testimonials, YouTube channel. I know you're legit. I know you're the guy for me. I've just got a few questions about the program, a few questions about logistics. But other than that, dude, I'm good to go. Let me know how we're going to get started. And then if we really need to, we'll hop on a 15-minute, low-pressure, chilled FaceTime call just to go over any details that they need to go over. But this is why when you're approaching women, you need to have this mentality of filtering, yeah? And this is why when I'm approaching, when I'm teaching this skill, I reframe what rejection means to my clients. For me, rejection is simply the filter doing its job. If you approach 10 women today and you get 3 phone numbers and the rest of the women are unavailable, most guys would be like, oh, I got rejected 7 times, I must be unattractive. For me, rejection is a necessity because you're not going to be able to date every single woman who you approach. It's not humanly possible, in the same way that you've only got a certain number of clients you can fulfill for on a monthly basis. So you are capped at the amount of clients that you can serve. And it's the same with your dating life as well. All right, this next thing I'm going to share with you is dangerously powerful. So please use with caution. I first learned this from one of my old sales/business mentors, and it stayed with me ever since. I use it in my cold approach conversations, and I install this into my private coaching clients as well. It's called identity framing. It's first of all understanding that identity is more powerful than biology. As human beings, we have a deep need to maintain consistency with an identity we've associated ourselves to. So what this looks like in plain English is, imagine somebody who supports Liverpool football team. So they declare themselves as a supporter of Liverpool. I am a supporter of Liverpool football team, right? Somebody who supports Liverpool FC is not going to celebrate if Manchester United win the Premier League. Somebody who supports Liverpool football team, a real die-hard fan, will follow their team until the death through the wins and the losses because they've identified themselves as a supporter of that team. So when you're talking with a woman, you can use identity framing to navigate the conversation towards your desired outcome. So what this looks like, and I'm going to give you it word for word, so feel free to write this down. When you're talking with a woman, you have approached with conviction, strong, hard-hitting compliment. Maybe you've included some state transparency to humanize this conversation. You're going to say something along the lines of, you strike me as a very open-minded person. Have you always been that way? Or is it something you've had to work on over time? And then whatever she says, she is identifying with this identity. So she says, oh, I've always been this way. I see myself as an open-minded person. Or even if she says, yeah, I've been trying to become more open-minded recently because I felt as though I used to be so closed off. Well, what are the character traits with somebody who is open-minded? They're most likely going to say yes to new, novel opportunities. So when it comes to taking the number and scheduling a date, she has made the date easier to happen because she's selected herself as being an open-minded person. So what this could look like in a conversation is, you strike me as a very open-minded person. Have you always been that way? Or is it something you've had to work on over time? Oh, no, I've always been open-minded. I think it's important to say yes to opportunities. Yeah, I completely agree. I feel as though most of the world today is completely closed off. I think that the masses live lives of quiet desperation. I think one of the most fucked up things about life is realizing you've wasted your potential when it's already gone. So it's so refreshing to me to be with somebody who is open-minded. Listen, you seem like my type of person. So another time I want to take you to my favorite restaurant in London. Are you on WhatsApp? And then we can schedule the date there. But do you see how this works? It's the exact same thing in sales as well, right? The best closers don't get objections in sales because they quash the objections ahead of time. So if you're on a sales call with a potential client, you can frame their identity as somebody who says yes to making a purchase. So you can frame somebody as an action taker, right? So at the start of the call, you can be like, yo, John, awesome to have you here today. Listen, I don't know a lot about you yet, but what I do know, just from the sheer fact that you're on this call with me today, you're somebody who takes action. You're somebody who doesn't take decades to think about something. Tell me, have you always been this way, or is it something you've had to work on over time? And then when John self-selects as an action taker, what do you think he's going to do when it comes time to piff, right? So That right there is a high-level sales technique that you can assimilate into your cold approaches. Because at the end of the day, dude, seduction is sales. We are all animals responding to incentives. Everybody just wants the best deal for themselves. But look, we've only just scratched the surface in this video. If you want to go even deeper, if you want to unlock battle-tested, lesser-known conversation techniques that not only allow you to have cold approach conversations that convert into dates, but also separate you from every other guy who's ever approached her, then first link below this video, you can download my free cold approach course. It's called Conversation Killer. And the reason why this course is different is it doesn't just teach you how to approach, it installs the conversation techniques that make approaching women easier. And people are often like, Christian, why do you give away all this information? It's not because I'm a nice guy. It's not because I'm a good Samaritan. It's because when you eventually become one of my private coaching clients, I already want you to have the foundations in place. It makes my job easier. It makes your results better. Like my best clients, the guys who get the best result in the fastest possible time, they already downloaded Conversation Killer. They went through the material. They went out, they attempted to do it on their own. But they got to a stage where they understood, okay, I could spend the next 5 years playing around with trial and error, or I could work with this guy, turn decades into days, and fast track the entire process. So what usually ends up happening is they download Conversation Killer, they go through the material for a couple of weeks, then they just send me a DM on Instagram, or they'll schedule a call with me. My coaching is not for everybody. I'm not working with low-value basement dwellers. I'm not working with guys who are not used to investing significant amount of capital into themselves. I'm here for guys who want to make this skill a priority. I'm here for the guys who want to stop living like closet heterosexuals and who understand this goes so much deeper than just their dating lives. So yeah, first link below this video, download Conversation Killer, and once you get to a point where you've heard enough and you're ready to get started, you know where to find me.